My name is Tova Kline, but you can call me the Grill Master. This week started out obviously landing in Israel, and my hair is kind of being weird. Okay, well anyway, so we landed, and let's just say it's a 10-hour flight. I slept probably maybe maximum 2 hours on the flight, and the 2 hours or so that I did sleep, my friends decided to get pictures of. If you can't see, here's some pictures right now. After seeing that picture, you can tell I've obviously made some new friends. Actually, that's my friend Adam, and we've been friends through all these video chats that we've done. Basically, you know, we get there, it's like 4 in the afternoon. We get to base, or Beit Nativ, which is where we live, about probably 5 o'clock. We sit down, put our stuff away, have dinner, and the entire night's basically a blur. We were told basically don't go out unless you need to run to the supermarket, which is across the street from us. So what I remember from the first night is falling asleep when our director Yossi Gar was talking, which he was totally fine with because he said half of you guys are probably asleep anyway, and I was, and sneaking out to the Super Sol, which is our market, like the supermarket right across the street. On the second day, we just had small orientation stuff, and at night we had a barbecue, which explains why I'm called the Grill Master. Obviously, people know I'm from Texas, kind of a Texas girl right here, but I don't think most people know that if you live in Texas, you know how to barbecue, including the women, and you know how to barbecue and grill and all that. So we were split into our 2 groups for our second semester. I'm Kafar Hasidi, and the other group is Yerucham. So me and my friend John were the grillers for the night. He called himself my sous chef. Don't really know why, but that's okay. And let's just say my grilling was a lot better than the other groups because they came over and started eating some of ours. So next, fast forward, let's see, that was Wednesday, so now we're at Thursday. Thursday we started our first day of classes. I'm doing a program called Ulpan, which is just Hebrew study. I'd been put in the beginner's Hebrew, and I think most of you guys know I can speak Hebrew pretty well. So as you know, the beginner's class is learning their Aleph Bet, which is their alphabet. We're writing the letter Aleph, and that's their A. And as I'm writing this letter, I'm having a conversation in Hebrew with the teacher. So during the first break, I went up to the teacher and asked her if I could be moved to a higher level. She obviously agreed because she knew I was not exactly beginner material. And I was put in with one other kid in my program and a group of people who are not in my program. They're just doing the Ulpan stuff, and most of them are a lot older than us, actually. All of them are. I am in a class with 3 Italian priests, a woman from Finland, a guy from Brooklyn, a lady from Afghanistan, just from all over. They're all great people, they're all very nice, and they obviously all can kind of speak Hebrew. So now on to Friday. On Friday, I didn't have class, and as well as some other friends. So on Friday, there's a place in Jerusalem called the Shuk. And the Shuk is basically an outdoor market where food and anything else you buy is really cheap, and you can haggle anything you want and do it very well. So I went around in the morning with my friend Jamie, and we got lost quite a lot, and we got very freaked out by the amount of people that were in the Shuk. It was actually quite a frightening experience, and people not knowing that we didn't speak Hebrew really that well was even more frightening. We bought a challah, which is, bread, and then we came back. Later that day, I went back to the Shuk with another group of friends, and, it was a little easier because there was more than just 2 of us, and we just started going around taking pictures, and you can see some pictures below. So basically, that's the Shuk. So this week, for Shabbat, we started out Friday night going to the small little Jewish city in the middle of Jerusalem. It's just right outside the old city of Jerusalem. And we did our night prayers on the hill. And it was an incredible experience getting to watch the sun go down and not... Well, okay, the worst experience about it was being really cold because we didn't expect it to be that cold. But getting to be with the other kids in my second semester group was just really fun. And then on Saturday, I went to a Sephardic shul, and it was beautiful. It was very small, and the men and women were separated. And there was a bar mitzvah going on. And apparently his entire family had flown in from London. Everything about this shul was just gorgeous. It was very all pastel colors, and they had this beautiful chandelier at the top. And getting to hear this little 13-year-old boy do his Torah, and the trope or the sounds that they used to read, like their musical notes, were literally making my heart melt, and as well as other people's. It was beautiful just getting to hear him. Essentially, it was a symphony and a choir, and it was gorgeous, and he did it all by himself. And that was basically Saturday and Friday. I've run into so many friends here, and other friends, like people with other friends, we all run into each other on the street called Ben Yehuda. It's literally the nightlife of Jerusalem. It's crazy. Also, the other thing about Israelis, they are just like New Yorkers. They honk and don't know why. It's honestly the craziest thing I've probably ever had to hear. If, like, our bus, if it stops to let us on, there's people honking behind us because we're holding up traffic, and it's just ridiculous. I honestly don't understand why half the time these people honk. And even at 1 in the morning when there's, like, no one on the street, they still honk, just because they can honk. It is the most annoying thing I've ever had to experience. So, on Sunday, I started my Jerusalem course, which is basically just being able to learn about the history of Jerusalem and tour everything about the city. This class, we learned about the Hezekiah water tunnels and the city of David. I had the great pleasure of being able to tour the Hezekiah water tunnels. Just some basic history behind it is that these tunnels are about 3,500 years old and are still being excavated and being found and all of this stuff. And they were originally used for the city of David, so that there could be water in that city, and that in case they were under siege, they wouldn't run out of water. So basically, these water tunnels are filled with water. Probably it went up to about my thigh where my shorts started. And it is also pitch black in there. So in case if you don't have a flashlight, you are in trouble. I was one of the only people who did not have a flashlight. I was in trouble, except for the fact that my friend Jamie was in front of me, and she did. So I was very lucky, and I definitely held on to her at some points, because you have to walk through these little tiny tunnels in a single file line with freezing cold water up to your thighs. It's kind of scary. All in all, Israel so far is probably one of the most fantastic places I've ever been. I love it here. The view from where my dorm room is incredible. I just have this beautiful view of the city. The best thing about where we are is we are basically 5 minutes from everything. We are 5 minutes from the Prime Minister's house. We're 5 minutes from Ben Yehuda, the most nightlife street ever. We are literally 5 minutes from the Western Wall, also called the Kotel, and the Old City, which is where the Kotel or the Western Wall is. Everything here is just incredible, and I love it, and I'm having a great time, and I'm getting quite a nice tan too. So check back next week for more. Bye!